Does a perfect companion exist, and has God already chosen the right person already for you? People may seek a mate for physical, mental, or emotional reasons, but it will be wise to recognize the limitations that exist between relationships and truly understand what love is. A soul which is complete and boundless does not need a mate. FactsCube looks at the whole idea of soulmate, love, and why people come together. Are really marriages made in heaven? Watch full video and get your answers. If you still didn't subscribe my channel, now subscribe and press the bell icon button to get latest notifications. Are you desperately looking for a soulmate? Many people subscribe to the idea that there is a single right person out there for everyone. Some believe that this is determined by the stars. There is also the pervasive notion of the soulmate chosen by the Creator himself. Implicit in both views is the idea that human love has its origins in the heavens rather than a terra firma. What people forget is that the soul can't mate with anything or anyone. Now, does the soul need a mate? When we speak of the soul, we are speaking of the absolute and boundless. Only that which is limited needs a mate. Why would the boundless ever seek a partner? The advantage of being realistic is that when you are confronted by limitations tomorrow, you will find a mature way to deal with them. Why do people seek a mate? It could be for physical reasons, we call that sexuality, and it can be quite beautiful. It could be for mental reasons, we call that companionship, and it can be beautiful too. It could be for emotional reasons, we call that love, and that has been legendarily extolled as the sweetest experience. Certainly, physical compatibility, companionship, and love can make life wonderful. But if you are honest with yourself, you can't deny the anxiety that follows such an arrangement. It is wise to be honest about the limitations and conditions with which a relationship operates. The advantage of being realistic is that when you are confronted by limitations tomorrow, you will find a mature way to deal with them. But most people create limitations. They employ terms like soulmate or proclaim that their relationship is made in heaven. With this level of self-deception, disillusionment is inevitable. Are marriages made in heaven? I bet everyone might have come across this phrase. But do you also believe in this? Everyone must have heard this saying, marriages are made in heaven. I don't say marriage as such as the creepiest culture now, but most of the factors that they consider for marriage drives me insane. That marriages are made in heaven only with the people belonging to your caste or religion. Could anyone please clear this small doubt existing in this yet growing brain, which is stumbling more often nowadays at the norms of society? Is God so biased, particular and precise about caste, religion, etc., that He finds the one for you only from your caste and religion? I didn't know that even God supposed caste system that our soulmates are always from the same caste as we are in. The so-called one is always from the same religion as we are in. Wow, even before we were born, God has already decided not only our caste, but also made sure that the one whom we are going to marry, considering him to be the one, is also from our caste only. After all, this is what is meant by the above line, marriages are made in heaven, right? I really wonder, how could all be equal to God then? If so, then the above statement doesn't make any sense at all, because this is what is considered as a cultural norm in our society, especially in India, that we should marry only people from our caste. If not, you have to fight a third world war. The problem is, it's not sufficient if the girl and the boy are loving each other and is happy with each other. You need to fight with your parents first, and then your love's parents, and then with relatives, and then with the goddamn society. Oh my god, you need validation from the whole world just to live with the person you love. What a pathetic situation we are in. Whose opinion is more important? The one with who you want to live with, or the one who don't even care if you are living on this earth or not after your marriage reception is over? The whole world decides whom we should live with, and we who actually lives is not that matured enough to make the decision for us according to our parents and elders. What parents and elders say is always right. Go with them and you will have a beautiful future. This is what we keep hearing always, right? Coming to the logic of what most people think, I do agree that we can't go and search for the potential groom and bride in the whole world. So we prefer to search for them in the communities that we grow up in the neighborhood that we are well familiar with. This is the case in arranged marriages. I am nothing against it, But just because we follow this system in arranged marriage doesn't mean that in case you fall in love, you have to make sure that you love the person of your caste and religion to avoid further complications. How the hell will that be possible? Do you plan, collect biodata like a resume when you apply for a job and fall in love only after finding out that person is from your caste? How ridiculous. Marriages are not made in heaven. Is there something wrong with marriage? Not at all. Marriage can be a very pleasant experience as long as you know it is not the ultimate. If you have too many romantic delusions, even if you are married to the most wonderful person, it will definitely crash because you cannot delude yourself forever. If you want to live sensibly and joyfully, it is important to remember marriage is a human arrangement, not a celestial one. Love is not about what you do, love is the way you are. It is true that certain karmic connections may draw people towards each other. This does not mean, however, that these will be ideal relationships. The success of these relationships will depend on the maturity and sensitivity with which we approach them. I'm not being cynical about love, far from it. Love is one of the most beautiful qualities a human being is capable of. Many cultures have suppressed love, others have tried to export it to heaven. But love is of the planet and it is deeply human. Why, Jenny, that love does not need an object? Love is simply a quality. If the person you love is not in your physical presence, you are still capable of loving them. If the people you love cease to exist, you still continue to love them. This means you are using people around you as a mere stimuli to find expression for this innate quality. If you bring sufficient awareness to your discriminating intellect, love is the only way you can be. Love is not about what you do, love is the way you are. Love is the simply life longing for itself. This longing is essentially to become all-inclusive, boundless. It is only when love becomes all-inclusive that you touch the boundless, and that is when you realize a simple truth: the soul does not need a mate. It never has. Thanks for watching. What do you think about marriages and love? Tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe my channel so that you can catch up my next video. Thank you.